despite what the president said about the shooting stopped. Apparently, it hasn't stopped. In Gaza, Hamas is out. They surfaced some 7,000 fighters. They're trying to consolidate their control. There's a number of splinter groups and clans and others that are armed, some with weapons stolen from Hamas. Allegations that the Israelis may have supported these. So now Hamas is after collaborationists. So the mayhem continues, maybe at a lower scale, but that's a critical issue for the Palestinian people. And then there's all the heavy lifting to be done.
Yep.
I think with the president's leadership, a lot can happen, but you still need to work the details. Someone was saying at a different time, it's like a real estate deal. You just got to get the big picture right and the details fall into place. But unfortunately, they don't in the Middle East. Because just think about this now. Hamas is supposed to give up power, but it's armed, supposed to be disarmed. Who's going to disarm it? What if they decide to keep their weapons? What if they don't tell you where the tunnels are? What are they going to try to extract? We said they can't have a role in the future of the Palestinian state.
Right.
They say they want a role. So when that comes down, what are you going to say to that? Is this more pressure? How do you do it? So you're going to have strategic consent all the way through from Hamas. And this is hard because these people are traumatized. They are resistant. They reach the end of the line, so now they've got another way to resist, and that's through they've released the hostages, but it's not over yet. So how do we work through that? You know, I spent the latter part of my military career trying to do situations just like this. Mm-hmm. You have to bring in foreign forces. You have to set up a sector. You have to have rules of engagement. You have to organize it. You have to get the turnover and the buy-in from Hamas. Who's going to actually do the policing for the Palestinian people? Not people from Indonesia. They don't speak Arabic. Not people from France. They don't speak Arabic. So somehow there's got to be an interface. What is the Palestinian Authority going to do? Do they come in immediately with their police? Well, does Israel trust their police?
Right.
And about the Israeli government, Israel's going to have its own problems. They want an investigation. They want to hold people accountable. And how's that going to impact on Israel's support of this? So, Connell, it's a great day, yes, and it's an awesome amount of work looking forward. We have to hope that it goes all the way through, including bringing Iran in, as the president said. But I also want to say this. President Zelensky's coming to Washington on Friday. Mm-hmm. And we can't forget how destructive and terrible this war is, and there is no end in sight. And as long as Vladimir Putin thinks he's winning, there won't be an end in sight. So if you take the lesson from this conflict, which is Israel was tired of it, the IDF was tired of it, Netanyahu was under a lot of pressure, Hamas had run out of support externally. So we're not at that point yet in Ukraine.
Oh, let's talk about that specifically for a few minutes then, Ukraine. So Zelensky comes in on Friday. How do we get to that point? Now, does it help, for example, that President Trump will be more focused on it because, he even said as much today, now we're going to hone in on this? Or, obviously there's always other people that are focused on it. Does that help? Or what gets us to this point that you say we're not at yet?
Well, I think President Trump, of course, does have to focus on it. He's made a lot of, at one time or another, threats against doing something more to Russia. But actually, except for the stuff that's going on through the U.S. military that's continuing, and the Europeans buying U.S. weapons to resell to Ukraine, he hasn't really used American power. There are no additional sanctions. And in the United States, he's actually taken the pressure off of Russian cyber penetrations and other things. And we are talking about TLAMs, but the Ukrainians don't have launching. They don't have intelligence, real time, and so forth to do what the U.S. Navy does when it's firing these Tomahawk land attack missiles. So what is going to put the pressure on Putin? I think President Trump does realize, I hope he does, that until Putin feels he's losing, he won't stop. So somehow you've got to increase the pressure on Putin.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.